You got it. You got it. You got it. All right. So I'm going to mute you all now. And yes, if you want to turn your video off as well, you are so welcome to do that. So much permission today and this entire next couple weeks to really, really take good care in all the ways that you can. So if you're sort of questioning yourself, like, should I or shouldn't I? Really go towards the answer of this is going to whichever one is more nourishing and more nurturing this week. So if you have a block, have it handy. We're going to start on our backs, and if you have the block, place it underneath your chest so that it's right around the base of your shoulder blades, and let the block go wide. If you don't have a block, don't worry about it. You can just lie flat, or you can roll up a towel. If you have a blanket, you can roll that up too. And see if you can land with your arms in the goddess cactus pose. So the elbows are wide, basically in line with the shoulders, and your wrists are in line with your elbows. So you're kind of at a 90-degree angle cactus shape. And just let that block make contact with your back. Choose a position for your legs that feels nice. You might start with your knees bent. You could also stretch your legs out, or you could bring soles of feet together and knees wide, or feet wide and knees knocked in. So you choose. And what I'm going to offer for the next minute or two is the practice of closing your ears off. So you're going to use your thumbs for this. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Close your ears off so that you can still hear my voice. So press your thumbs to your ears and just draw your thumbs in so that you close the sound off just enough so that you can't hear much. Maybe you can hear my voice muffled. And we're going to just listen to the breath inside for the next minute. So go ahead and let your thumbs press in and close off the ear canal so that you can just hear the sound of your breath, which is filtering through your nose and throat ever so gently. And use this time to sort of let the outer world move away from your consciousness and come into your own personal inner experience. The beauty of your breath. Just time to listen to you. And this breath which sustains and keeps us. Taking about 5 breaths here in and out. Really feeling the fullness in your lungs as you inhale. And a smooth emptying. Starting to back off the holding of the thumbs up against the ears, just to maybe just hear a little more sound out in the space around you. But still that soft, ever-present breath. And backing off just a little bit more so that you now hear your voice integrated with the sound around you. Reaching your hands up above and lengthening your legs out. You're still on that block if it feels right. And just giving yourself a little stretch from end to end. Draw your belly in to get yourself even longer. One more breath here and sigh it out. And gently, ever so gently, roll on your side. If you've been on that block, take a pause, roll on your side. You might use the block as a little pillow. And breathe into the back of your heart, honoring the back space. Letting it integrate with the rest of you. And we'll rise on up to a seated position. Have a seat. And this is sort of a start to shaking things off and flinging things out. We're going to start with some massage to the side ribs. So we'll start with the right hand. And you're going to come way up around just around your armpit. And you'll feel between the ribs, there's these softer spaces that are called the intercostals. So you go ahead and put your thumb, or you could use your other hand there to massage front to back. And you might start to feel sort of how the ribs are shaped and kind of getting out the excess stuff that can lie dormant in there and locked. And I'm going to encourage you to move with it. So the hand is moving, but you might be rotating a little bit. You might be side bending a little bit in and out of those movements, and just make your way from top to bottom, finding the spaces in between each rib. It may take a little time for you to find one place, and you might pause there. Just go with your own pacing as you work your way down, moving with it, side bending, maybe a little opening and closing front to back, the rotation. And just getting out the extra kinks that we're holding on to in our bodies. Freeing up more space inside for the breath to be fuller and deeper, more expressive. And come on back to center and just bring your hands to your lap, your thighs, and just feel that right side and how it feels compared to the left. Take a couple circles out for those shoulders. And then we'll take the other side. So the left hand comes pretty high up, right under the armpit or near the armpit. You'll find the spaces between your ribs, and you just want to move ever so gently with it so that it encourages a freeing up. And the movement could just be your very own exploration. Side bends, arches, rounds, big deep breaths. Just inviting in more space between the bones, between the ribs. Pausing in places where you need to linger, very different for each of us. Moving down, down, down as you go, just really finding the sweet spots. And once you've reached the bottom of your rib basket, draw the hands to the knees, the thighs, and just pause and listen and breathe. And walk your hands forward and stretch out the hands way forward, the arms, the spine, into sort of a modified child pose. And just breathe into that back body. Taking your breaths and taking your time. And when you're ready, transitioning to a modified child pose, again, coming up on the balls of the feet, sinking the hips back to the heels, and bringing your elbows either to the ground with palms together, or if you have two blocks, you can bring your elbows on those blocks and get an even bigger stretch. So elbows might be on blocks or floor, palms are facing the sky. And the forehead can drop down to the floor, and you might sundial your hands.
so that the hands reach back to your back and come up to the sky and maybe a little bit forward. So again, adjusting this to your own benefit. And as your forehead drops to or toward the floor, just take a moment to form a clear intention for your practice. It could be today, it could be all week. And breathe into that space, knowing that this practice is the beginning of that manifestation. Uncurling your toes and lengthening out your arms, either on the blocks or on the floor, for a classic child pose. Unless you're on the blocks, it's a little bit modified. And just 3 breaths here, letting out some sighs. And in your own timing, finding your way to downward facing dog, uncurling, lifting your hips high, spreading your palms forward, and just walk it out, just sway it out, sway your hips side to side, and continue to connect to the side body. Turn your toes to the left and heels to the right, and vice versa. Toes to right, heels to left, just really spreading out. Really finding deep, deep, full breaths. And give your head a nod yes. And find the yeses in this week's moments to moments. And then shake out your no. And encourage yourself to find the no's in this week. Launch your right leg on up to the sky and circle out your right ankle. Circling in both directions. And stack your right hip over your left and bend the knee and roll your hip open. Enjoy. And then take a nice circle out with that knee and get out the kinks in the hip joint, circling in both directions in your own timing. Tapping in. Reaching that leg super high to the sky, big breath in. Exhale, round in, squeeze in knee to nose, coming up on the ball of the left foot. Lifting that kneecap up toward the chest. And then go ahead, step your right foot forward, sink down onto your left knee, and dip your hips down deep, bringing your hands to your front thigh, sinking in, creating some yummy opening for the front of that left thigh. Opening the chest gently. If you like, interlace the hands back behind you and open the chest even further. Let your gaze go up. And then we're going to bring the right hand down to the side. If you like placing your hand on the block, you can, and reach across with your left fingertips over to the right and connect left kneecap right to those left fingertips and take a look up on an inhale. And then on exhale, bend your elbow like you're pulling back a bow and look down. Elbow comes down towards your hip. Inhale, reach across, look up. Exhale, elbow comes down to hip, look down. 2 more, inhale, reach it across, and exhale, gather it in, opening that left chest, looking down with your eyes. Last one, reach it across, look on down, and come on back to center and pull your hips back and lengthen out that right leg and bow over the extended right leg. Let your head drop down and maybe a good shake out there. Talking about shaking things out, shake out your head. Take 1 more breath. And then walk on forward and let's fly into our standing split, lifting the left leg high to the sky, bowing the head down heavy, and breathing full and deep. You could use blocks. You could find balance, one hand or both. You could back off. Lift your leg higher if it feels good. Bow your head deeper if it feels good. 1 more breath, inhale. And exhale, let's step back strong, high plank. Come down, knees, chest, chin. And wiggle worm your way down and come up to a little back bend, a little first back bend, opening the heart, lifting the eyes. And take a roll from side to side. Pressing one leg back and then the other back behind you. Gazing over one shoulder and then the other. So as you roll on your right hip, you gaze past your left shoulder and the left leg goes back. 2 more rounds like this. And then come back to center. Come back down to your belly. Press up to plank pose, inhale. And exhale, draw back, downward facing dog, and just take some little hops, just to release any tension in your body and your low back. And your hops might be like a jog instead, or you may not hop. Just a little shake out, a little way of shaking it out. Shake out one wrist and then the other. Let your head shake out gently. Big breath in and a nice sigh out. Launch your left leg up to the sky. Circle out that ankle, both directions. And then bend the knee and roll your hip open and press your left foot towards your right shoulder and circle out that knee. And let that invite some breath into your low belly or wherever it might want to go. And launch, left leg to the sky, big breath in. Exhale, round and squeeze in. Gather in, scooch in, big breath. Step left foot forward, sink down on right knee. Hands come to front thigh and dip. And again, if it feels right, interlace your hands behind you. Drop the shoulders, lift the heart. Gaze is steady, belly strong. Front thigh opening, take one more breath right here. And then let your left hand come down, maybe to a block, maybe further. And reach your right arm across. And look up with your eyes toward those right fingertips. And connect the dots. Right fingertips down to right hip. Inhale. Exhale, elbow comes down, gaze goes down. Inhale, reach across, look up. Exhale, elbow comes down, eyes go down. Exhale. Inhale, reach. Spreading maybe even further. Exhale, gaze down, elbow down. One last. Reaching across. And look down, elbow comes down. Hands come down and hips draw back. And left leg lengthens as you bow forward over that front leg. Off to the side of it. Find your breath in the back of your body. Tuck your chin in. Gathering your strength. Flexing that left foot strongly. One more breath. Let's fly into a standing split. Launching your right leg high to the sky, bowing your head heavy, and having fun with this in your way. It's a little bit of a challenging pose, so may as well find the joy in it, the fun, the silliness, the surrender. Take one last breath, feel the fullness of the moment. And then let's step it back strong to high plank and come all the way down to your belly. And inhale, lift on up, open the chest, open the fronts of the hips. And exhale, find your way, high plank this time. And downward facing dog. Breath in and sigh it out. 3 breaths here. Pressing your palms into the earth, lifting your hips high to the sky, letting your head just drop like a ripe fruit. Roll your inner elbows forward and draw your shoulder blades down your back. One more breath, just feeling the fullness of the pose in this moment. Inhale. Exhale everything out. Bend your knees, look forward, spring step or float to the front. Reach on up, flat back, and bow it down, ragdoll pose. Walk your feet as wide as you like. And just hang, just dangle. And there might be some shimmies, some gentle shimmies here, so you could just kind of shake it out and let everything kind of shake out your head, your hair. Just a little very subtle wiggle through the spine, imagining like a little ripple cast out on a pond through your spine. Choosing the place where your hands feel good, you can move them throughout this as you open up the back line of the body from the legs all the way down the back. Eventually, hands make it to the back of the head or hair and tuck your chin and smooth out that place in the back of your neck. Really important place to release when stress is high, when anxiety is high. Give your hair a little pull. Let it feel good, whatever you're doing. Maybe it's a little scratch, shampoo, tickle. You can massage the temples and the jaw. You can stick out the tongue and touch the shoulders or the chest, whatever feels good, the legs. Releasing your hands down, bending your knees, and gently rolling up to standing. Reach your arms out wide and high. And then just take a little dance here. So here's a first little, well, not first, but a little shakeout dance. So you could kind of helicopter your arms around your body and let them just gently slap your somewhere along your body, maybe your arm or your torso or your butt. If you want to do a different kind of dance, find it. Could just be a little like whoosh, shake it out, jog it out. Let the shoulders move and the hips move and the legs move and the head move and the spine. Support it all with softness and gentleness. And just take a couple little hops through the whole body, hopping, hopping. Hop to the front of your mat if you're not there already. And pause and feel mountain pose, a quaking mountain. Feeling the energy rising, reaching the arms on up, big breath in, and gather those hands right down into the heart where it counts. And gaze into the heart. And remember closing off the ears and hearing your breath. Just you. Tapping into that deep inner wisdom and tapping into what's really important. Float the arms high, big breath in. Exhale, fold forward and down. Maybe the knees bend a little to take you there. Inhale, reach out to flat back. Exhale, step back strong, high plank. Chaturanga, low push-up, just hovering. Finding your back bend, inhale, upward dog. Whatever it is for you, let it feel good to open the heart. Exhale, down dog, pull your hips back. Spread your palms forward. Take a good sigh out the mouth. Reach your right leg up to the sky and bend the knee and roll your hip open. And then exhale, round it and squeeze it in, gather it in. And step forward to your high lunge. So right foot steps, stay on the ball of the left foot and rise. And interlace your hands behind you. And broaden your collarbones and dip into those hips. Drop your shoulders and free up your high heart. Gazing on up, sinking deep into those legs, into the stability of the earth. Reaching the arms a little bit away, take a breath. Now come down onto that left knee, pull your hips back, keep your hands clasped, and fold forward with the head reaching forward and the arms reaching up. And the breath entering your body and leaving it. Strong breath, one more inhale. You might need a strap between your hands, PS. And exhale, release. We're gonna fly once again, standing split. Left leg flows to the sky, head bows heavy. Just a breath, inhale. Exhale, step back strong and pause. And just connect to your strength. Connect to the power within you and the resource of the earth. 2 more breaths. If you can, filter the breath through the nose and the throat. Last breath in. Exhale, chaturanga, or all the way down, whatever you need. Inhale, your version of a back bend. Exhale, pull back strong. Palms press forward, chest and belly draw back. Downward facing dog. Take a moment to recommit to the arms and the legs. Roll your inner elbows forward. Draw your shoulder blades down your back and lift your hips high. Reach your left leg on up and bend the knee and roll your hip open. Breath in. And exhale, squeeze in, round in. Go ahead now, step your left foot forward for high lunge. Rise your way on up. Interlace your hands behind, switching that clasp of your fingers. interlacing them, threading them differently. Dip your hips and open wide into the chest. Drop your shoulders. Let them just release. Take a breath here. Dip down onto your right knee and pull your hips back. Hands are still clasped. You may find you need a strap as you lengthen forward. The arms reach up. The head bows. The spine gets long. The breath gets a little more full and a little more empty. One more breath. Feel the fullness of the moment. Exhale gently. Release those hands. Plant your palms. Let's fly. Standing split. Right leg flows to the sky. Head bows down heavy. Last breath in. Go ahead, step your right foot forward to meet your left. Bend your knees. A little moment in ragdoll, a little like that gentle snake in the grass movement through the spine, through the shoulders, to the head. And let that find you up to standing. Reach your arms out wide and high. Inhale, and then once again, just dance it out. Hop it out. Move it around. Oh, shake out your head and your shoulders and your elbows. Just whatever your body calls for. You might jog it out a little bit. You might like do your little pom-poms in the air. Just have fun with it. And then come again to standing, to stillness, to the mountain pose, and to that inner listening space. Reach your arms high, big breath in. Exhale, gather at the heart, right down the center. Pause for a breath or two. Keep the heart open in all dimensions. And launch the arms high, inhale. Exhale, swan dive forward and down, let it go. Inhale, reach out long, belly strong. Exhale, find your way through vinyasa, high plank, chaturanga, low push-up. Inhale, a back bend. Maybe the thighs are down, maybe not. Maybe you're high, maybe you're low. And exhale, pull back, down, down. Breath in, breath out. Right leg flows to the sky and bend the knee and roll that hip open once again. And round in knee to nose, squeeze it in. And inhale high. And exhale, right knee to right elbow, tricep, shoulder. Kneecap floats high. Inhale, lift high. Exhale, right knee to left elbow, tricep, shoulder. Inhale, float on up. Exhale, right foot steps and open wide into warrior two. Left foot spins. And just land this pose. So right knee over right ankle. Back toes are pointing to the front left corner of your mat. And give your shoulders and arms a little shimmy, a little shake off. Shake it out, shake it out. And then laser beam those arms. And reconnect, recommit, recenter. Turn your palms open and reverse your warrior. And stretch out those spaces that you massaged at the beginning class. Open the side body, inhale. Exhale, side angle lunge, elbow to thigh. Left arm extends over ear. Take a look up at those left fingertips. And then exhale, elbow bends, eyes gaze down to the right. Inhale, reach across, lengthen that left side, look up. Exhale, look down, elbow draws toward hip. Just two more. Inhale, look up, reach, left side. Exhale, bend. Last one, reach it. Bend it, this time wrap it around the back and spin wide open. Maybe your right hand comes deeper. Maybe you use a block to come deeper, or maybe not. Now spin your heart to the left and then look down to the right. And find your breath. See if you can lengthen out your low back. And take one last breath. And let's return to warrior two, straightening that right leg. Reverse your warrior. Breath in, just love it up. And hinge again, this time triangle pose, breath out. Right hand comes down, sweeps down, maybe to a block. I like to put the block or the hand to the outside of my right foot to let the heart spin open a little further. And tuck your chin a little bit so the back of the neck stays long. And you could either take a half bind here, or you could float the left arm into space, you choose. Just feel the length through every limb, the arms, the legs, the whole spine, which might mean gathering into the core a little bit. Reaching out through the crown, scooching in your belly. One last breath, just lean it back, open it up, reaching that left hand behind you any amount. And then bend the right knee gently, rise to standing. Turn your toes in and your heels out and give yourself a little circular movement through the hips, through the waist, through the ribs. Can you move your rib cage around a little bit? And through your shoulders. And finally through your head. Oh, let the jaw go slack. And circle the head one last time in the other direction. Come back to center and draw your hands to your low back. Elbows press in toward one another. The heart floats high, breath in. Exhale, hinge and fold and bow, breath out, hands to the ground, head bows. Maybe the head touches a block or the ground. Find the back of your body and breathe into it. Squeeze your belly in on each exhale. Really squeeze it, really churning your digestive system a bit. Find your way flat back on your next inhale. Belly scoops in, lengthen that low back, reach out through the crown of the head. Take a moment to draw the shoulders down away from the ears. And right hand comes right under your nose. Left hand comes to pelvis, to sacrum. See about your pelvis and how balanced it feels. Could you serve tea on your pelvis with a tea tray? And then spin yourself to the left and reach your left arm to the sky if that suits you. You could also keep it right at the pelvis. And again, gaze down to those right fingertips, opening the left chest as your left arm reaches back. Just one breath here, one more breath, inhale. Reconnect to leg strength. And exhale, replace your left hand down where your right one was. And right hand comes back to your pelvis. Reconnect the belly, the length of your entire spine. And as you're ready, hand could stay where it is or launch skyward. And the fingertips reach and the eyes look down. And you get a big stretch for that open right shoulder chest area. Last breath, inhale. Exhale, both hands come down. Walk yourself forward to the front of the mat and step your way back, high plank, and move your way through your vinyasa. It might be straight to down dog. And check in here in downward facing dog. How does it feel? What needs a little more opening, a little more attention, a little more breath, love? Take one more in. Exhale it all out. Bend your knees, look forward. Spring step or float to the front. Reach out long, flat back. Exhale, bow, fold, soften the knees. Let everything surrender. Roll your way on up. Take a dance of your choice. Some hops, some snaps, some rolls, some sighs, whatever it is, some circles. Have a little funky dance, and then float the arms high and gather at the heart and find the stillness once again. My hands landed at my third eye here, so pause wherever your hands want to pause. And as you're ready, reach the arms high again, feeling the earth touching the sky. Exhale, bow, fold, let it go. Lift and lengthen, flat back reach, belly strong, spine moving in both directions long. Find your way back to down dog through high plank, maybe chaturanga, Inhaling, upward facing. Exhale it, downward facing. Left leg flows to the sky. Bend the knee, roll your hip open. Squeeze in, round in, exhale. Inhale high. Exhale left to left. Inhale it high. Left knee to right, elbow, tricep, shoulder. Inhale it on up, big breath in. Step forward, warrior two. Left foot steps, right foot spins, find your dance of your arms. Shake out anything that needs shaking out. And then laser beam those arms, reconnect to the legs and the earth. Turn your palms open and reverse your warrior. Inhale. And exhale, side angle lunge. And look up on the inhale, looking at those right fingers. Take a moment to draw your shoulders down, your back away from your ears. And then exhale, elbow comes down toward hip and gaze looks down. And inhale, reach, look up, right arm reaches across over the ear. Exhale, look down, elbow to hip. Inhale, reach, look up. Exhale, draw it in, look down, then the elbow, one last, reach it. And this time wrap it. Maybe there's a half bind there for you, maybe not. Take a couple of breaths. Lengthening out your low back, scooting your belly in and turning that right heart open. The gaze might go down. Let's return to warrior two and straighten the left leg. Inhale, reverse that warrior. Hinge your way, Trikonasana, triangle pose. Taking the block with you if you'd like it. And choosing a place for that arm, that right arm, to express the pose fully for you. And I encourage the gaze to go down today. Lean back, open this up. Reach your right arm back behind you. Open the chest. Whee. And a gentle rise. I'm just going to turn to face you. We'll do toes out, heels in this time. And reach your arms in that wide star. We'll just feel your star energy. And that might feel like expansion out through every limb, or it might feel like a gathering in right into your center space. So just feel it, breathe it, open it, inhale. And then exhale, bend the elbows and dip the hips. Maybe the elbows come all the way to those hips, or those thighs rather. Inhale, expand, extend. Exhale, bend. Inhale, expand. Exhale, draw in. Inhale, last one, expand it. Exhale, draw that in. And let's turn to face the fronts of our mats and head straight back to downward facing dog. And just do what you need to do here. We're gonna meet in a child pose, knees down, forehead to the floor. Take your time getting there. It'll feel really nice. Slow and deepen your breath. I'm just shaking it out, nice and gentle. That kind of snake in the grass, little quaking feeling. Deepening that breath. Sighing out the mouth. Any excess. Then finding your way. We're going to transition from right here to pigeon. So you can go straight back to down dog, or simply step your right foot to your left wrist and dip your hips and lift on up. Bring your hands to that front leg and just give yourself a little self massage. And that could just be in the form of pressing in. That's what I'm doing. You could also be working the intricacies of your feet or touching in on the front shin. So much to explore here and to support your opening. Take a breath. And in your own timing, fold. And you might need some support. Maybe you use that block under your head. Maybe you have a pillow or a blanket handy to drape underneath you so you can drape over it. Find your hips and breathe into them. Check in with the tone of your body. Are you holding in a place you don't need to be holding? Very likely. And that's just something to check in throughout the week about. What can you just release and let go of? The negative, stressful emotions will not serve us, so let them go. Finding your sage attitude. Sigh out the mouth. Everything out. Gently, gently rise to standing, keeping your right knee bent and swinging your left knee up and around. And hug in. Go ahead, wrap that right arm around the left knee. And reach that left arm high. And just take a moment feeling connection, earth to sky, sky to earth. You're right in the middle. And rainbow that left arm around the back and spin. We're doing a lot of wonderful twisting today, wringing things out. Draw the knee in and spin. It might feel nice to gaze to the right as we've been kind of doing throughout the practice, or try them both out. Gaze to the left, gaze to the right. Look up, look down. Soften and slow your breath. One more big breath in. And really bring it out one last time. Just bring out. And we'll gently, gently unfurl and turn to the right and just bow yourself down, just surrender yourself in. You could come down to your forearms. That may not work for you. You could be on your hands. Wherever you are, just bow your head and let go. And come on up and just unwind and give your legs a little shake. And then take some windshield wipers side to side and just let things kind of dance around, and it's gonna become this flinging thing. So whoosh, fling it off, whoosh, let it go, whoosh, sprinkle it out, whoosh, lift your hips, open your heart, sprinkle it out one more time, whee, And just take a moment to, before we come to second side, to lie on your back and hug your knees in and just feel that stillness after the whoosh, the letting go, the flinging. Breathe, hearing your own breath. You could even close off your ears again if that was just delightful for you. We might come back to that. And we're gonna come to the second side. So have a seat up and the left foot stays forward and the right leg swings back straight behind you. Center of kneecap on the ground. All 5 toes of that right leg back behind you. And then the hands come to the front leg and just give yourself a little extra delicious touch. A little massage, a little really feeling into the details of your body, its strength, its softness, its delicacy, its intricacy. And in your timing, just fold and bow, just letting that go. And again, drawing in. Many of these forward bends are really wonderful opportunity to just sort of hole up and hole in, but while staying expanded and open. So it's a specialty of yoga to kind of work with the emotions and the body all at once. The mind-body connection. Finding your most sage emotion, or just being sage about the emotion that shows up. And then kind of breathing with that wisdom, with a bigger picture in mind. Two more breaths. And let's come on up. Left knee stays bent, right leg swings around. And hug in. Left arm wraps around that bent right knee. Right arm reaches to the sky, connect, earth to sky and beyond. And rainbow around and just come into it. Twisting, turning, churning. Playing. I think a lot of deep wisdom is about joy and playfulness, the good mischief. Choose your gaze, find some different alternatives. Check in with your face, your jaw. What could soften and let go here? And unwind and turn to the right, turn to the left rather, and bow. And just let go, surrender. You could be high or low, doesn't matter. You'll feel the counter pose of it all. 2 more breaths. And we get a chance to fling it out. So just take a moment to shake it out first, and then let it become what it becomes. Some kind of wild fling dance. Whoosh. Let it out, let it go. Whoosh. Last one. Woo. You can kind of give a little shake out here, lying on your back, and just like shake out your bum and shake out your hips and your shoulders, reaching the arms up. Kind of shake everything out. The wrists, lift the legs on up and fling it out. Maybe your whole body does like the worm on your back. Be careful, be gentle. And then land it, feet down. Breath full. Let's take a back bend. So let's take the bridge pose from here. So you could use a block if you're feeling like you need a little more rest and restoration, or you can come right into it with the power of your legs. The heels come close to your hips. Lift your hips on up. Interlace your hands underneath you. The block could be brought right underneath those hips at any height. So up to you where you want to be with this. The key is to breathe open-hearted in the front. If this wants to become a wheel, if you want to bring your hands by your shoulders and come a little higher, only if you've practiced this pose before, go ahead and let it become a fuller back bend expression. So there's a real like breaking out of the shell. So if you know wheel and you're a little reticent to try it, just go for it. So 5 breaths wherever you are. Celebrating being alive. Much gratitude. Tuck your chin if you're up. Gently come down. And just lengthen your body out. Arms by your sides, legs by your sides. And feel, rather legs extended long. And feel. And breathe. And take a moment. And let's go ahead and come into a back bend of your choice. It could just be lifting your legs up to the sky. You place a block underneath. You could come into a shoulder stand or a handstand or a headstand. So again, this is your solo practice. So find what feels good and right. I will not teach anything but lifting the legs up to the sky and letting the energy of our feet and the earth drain down through our bodies. So this is actually very grounding pose, even though our legs are up. We're kind of returning the earth back through the filter of our body's cells. Really feeling the upper chest, the shoulders, back on the floor, the ground. If you're in shoulder stand, you can press back to plow, reaching your legs back behind you. You could also, if you have your legs up, you could just reach your legs back behind you and even take hold of them with your hands and just a little more opening for the back line of the body. The knees could be soft, could become kind of a happy baby type pose. For those of you in plow, knees can come by forehead or around ears in your own timing. Feeling the breath and how it gets challenged in these inversions. Wonderful, wonderful poses. Finally coming out and keeping your right knee hugged in. Left leg extends. Right knee swings across the body. Left arm reaches out, right arm reaches out in opposition. Big full breaths wherever you are. When you feel ready to change sides, please do. Left knee hugs in, right leg extends, again in your own timing. Drawing that left knee across the body and left arm extends out for this beautiful ringing twist. One last twist. And if there's any last minute pose that your body wishes for here before coming to Shavasana, please take it. If you're ready for Shavasana, go for it. Getting yourself settled. And, if you love blocking off sound with your thumbs, that could be a beautiful kind of ending to your practice, just coming back to your internal breath experience, to your body's internal space. And just wherever you are, once you've made your way into your final relaxation pose, wherever that is for you, just surrender, let be, let breathe. Connect to the peace that is generally always present if we listen hard enough. We choose it and we focus on it. All we have is this moment. Mm.
And go ahead and take a big breath in. And a long sigh out. Wiggling your fingers and your toes. And again, breathing in and breathing out. Letting your head roll easy side to side. Just soften as you roll onto your side and curl up. And give yourself a genuine hug there. And send yourself all kinds of love today and every day, and a little extra this week. And the reminder of what it feels like inside your body, what that inner breath sounds like and feels like. Inner calm. Go ahead and draw your hands to your heart and gaze in and look in. And soften up. And let's end with a single Om inhale. Hands draw to third eye center. Let that lift your gaze and look up. Connect to the divine. That which is within you and all around you. We all possess that high power. Tap into that. Namaste.